Hello and welcome to another video. Today I will showcase you a guide to Hailey. If you like this type of content, you can show your support by liking or subscribing. Without further ado, welcome to Hailey. Starting off, you will need these core things. First, a weapon. Piercing Light has the highest firearm attack out of all of them and synergizes perfectly with her ulti as it scales on firearm attack. This Piercing Light build is perfect for it. Your modules, apart from elemental attack, work with her ulti, so get max size, crit damage and weak point damage as well as firearm attack. Second thing you need is Slayer set. As the Slayer set comes from Pyromaniac, you can easily farm him to get these specific roles. You need max MP and MP recovery during combat on the sensor and MP recovery on the memory. These external components are core for maxing out her damage while having sustainability on her MP. Third, a reactor for piercing light. For the reactor stats, the main thing you want is Colossus damage and second comes crit damage. Fourth and last thing, you need a skill in inversion reinforcement called Arc Pacemaker. This reduces skill cost by 25% when her movement speed is under 300, which synergizes perfectly with her third skill called Fury, which slows you down per stack, and when you get max stacks you get crit chance and crit damage for both your firearm and skills. This will make your sustainability go through the roof without having to add a module for it. If you don't have Arc Pacemaker, equip Maximize Conservation to help you maintain MP during the fight, but don't use any catalysts for it. Now for the build. For the group build, your foundation are going to be these modules. Skill power is the only thing you need with Hailey, as it is multiplicative instead of modifier, which is additive. So modifier adds 1 to 5% extra damage, making it not worth slotting for. Here you have survivability, damage from focus on chill, front lines and skill concentration, max out crit chance from skill insight when using Cold Fury, and maximize conservation to help you with MP sustainability. This build will help you farm Pyromaniac so you can get the Slayer set, the sensor with max MP and MP recovery during combat, and the memory component with MP recovery modifier. You start by using catalysts on your crit slots. As you're adding more catalysts, the next module you need is Dangerous Ambush for a huge damage boost, and then Spear and Shield for damage and survivability. After using catalysts on your crit chance modules, you catalyst Spear and Shield and then Dangerous Ambush. At this point, you should have your Slayer set farmed with the stats I previously mentioned, so you can remove Maximize Conservation and replace it with Strong Mentality. Next, you go for Shot Focus, as it is multiplicative of Piercing Light's firearm attack and greatly increases your ulti damage. At this point you need to have Arc Pacemaker unlocked, and after that you replace Strong Mentality with Nimble Fingers, and the last slot you add MP conversion. This will give you enough cooldown to perfectly loop your ulti and your second skill. With this build you have survivability, damage, MP sustainability, and damage uptime. Now for the max damage build. In this build, you start with the same foundation, but instead of focus on chill, you go chill specialist. Chill specialist is going to be the one that gives you the most skill power, and follow the same steps until nimble fingers. Instead of nimble fingers, you go glacial syncytium, and lastly, emergency measures for the extra crit damage. For farming, Hailey is simply not it. You can use the group build for farming, but she simply isn't built for it, as her strengths and only purpose is nuking a single target. She has a very simple playstyle. First thing is her passive. It gives you weak point damage bonus the further away you are from the enemy. Then you got Cryo. You can give enemies this debuff with your first and second skill. Your first skill can be used while your ulti weapon is out, and it gives 9 stacks of Cryo. Your second skill gives you Cryo depending on what part of the skill hits the enemy, but although it's not as much as your first skill, it hits much harder with its absurd modifier. You should always give the enemy Cryo before shooting him with your ulti. Cryo doesn't work with anything other than firearm damage, and your ulti counts as a firearm. You also need to focus the weak points as much as possible with Hailey, as each hit on the weak point regens a portion of your MP. And that's it. I'm out. See you next time.